Hello. So, here we are. This whole talk about relationships and marriages and all, and how a lot of people don't really talk about marriages or relationships as it really is. A lot of people don't speak the truth of it. For most people, it's like the way, like every typical relationship or marriage where you see that everybody looks happy on social media, everybody looks great, and then they come and they tension you and you're like, yo, what's going on? Like, these people look happy, these people look good, everything looks great with them. Especially if you are a new couple, or you're newly married, or you're just about to be married, or even if you're in a relationship. And with relationships, there's serious relationships, there is committed relationships, there is not so serious relationships, there's let's just see where we're going, there's we're just feeling each other, there's situationships. So yeah, with relationships, but with marriages in particular, it's something that a lot of people go into, and it's like it's not what you expect it to be, especially if you're newly married or you're just about to get married. I mean, it's something that, there's this word a lot of people like to use these days where they say, oh, it's challenging. But for some people it's hard. It's actually really hard. For some people, it's just, the relationships are not the same. For some people, at the beginning it's hard, it's just hard, that's just what it is, and then they evolve gradually. It becomes, well, it's quite challenging here and there, but we're working through things, and then they might eventually get to the phase where everything is nice and sweet. And then for some other people, it's like from the get-go, depends on the type of partner they end up with, the type of partner you are, the kind of partner you end up with. If you find somebody who is ready and knows what it means to be a partner, knows what it means to have a partner, what it means to build a proper relationship, then God bless you, God help you, you're great. But for quite a number of people, it's just people getting into something that they really don't have a hang of, and they've not really been given the right examples from like their different backgrounds that they come from, in terms of like their parents' relationships and the relationships around them. So they've not been given the right examples of what marriage like really is. And we don't really teach our kids, women, yes, a lot of girls are taught, oh, when you're with your parents, yeah, they teach you the whole, oh, when you're at your husband's house, you can't do this. This is how you be sleeping till 8 o'clock in the morning. When you're at your husband's house, you have to cook this kind of food for him. You have to do this kind of thing for her. But with guys, nobody says, when you and your wife start living together, this is how you be. They don't really bring it in their heads as much as they do the ladies. So it's like a lot of conflicts tend to happen in there, especially with marriages. And even with couples who have been together they've been dating for a while, you realize that by the time they actually get married, it's like there's something about marriage here. So which is why I like to stick to, hey, have a great relationship, whether we're married or not. For me, like, marriage is not like marriage. It's all about, because it's the relationship that anybody can get married, A and B can get married, but is the relationship great? Is it? Or is it just another couple? Anybody could be a couple. It could be a happy couple, it could be a sad couple. Two people could just come together. Back in the day, people would just, they were match made, and they were a couple, and they were married, and it was marriage. But how is the relationship really? And when you guys get married, it's like a whole new ball game entirely. It's like you can't really talk about it. But for at the end of the day, it's like when a person is pregnant, it's like pregnancy. Yeah, it's like pregnancy. You know how growing up you just see people, they just got married, or she got pregnant and she has given birth and everything is nice and sweet. But those 9 months, nobody talks about how things go wrong or things go right. How your BP went up, or how you had to deal with this and that. the morning sickness, like nobody really talks about that. It's just the beginning and the end. Oh, it was sweet, she got pregnant. Oh, she's delivered. Thank the Lord. Nobody really knows what really went into those 9 months. That is how marriage is. So if you're a couple out there and you're about to get married, or if you're a person out there, even if you're single right now, if you're single or you're about to get married, you know, you're about to take that step, you're thinking about it, you know, just know. It's not, I mean, most people say it's not to scare you, and it really isn't to scare you. It's just, you know, another part of life where you do some learning and unlearning, and a whole lot goes into it, which a lot of people don't share. They don't share their happy moments. They don't share, they just share you know, the good times. You know, you go on social media, they're on holiday this time. You don't know since when they've been saving to go on that holiday. You know, even if they were not saving to go on holiday, so people can just wake up tomorrow and go for a weekend and come back on Monday morning, you know. But we just see good times. Nobody talks about the bad times. So a person who is getting married is looking at it like, oh, this marriage is sweet, like they say, because when you're about to get married, everybody's like, oh, you're getting married, so yeah, oh, blah blah blah, marriage is sweet though. And then you get married and you guys start having issues that, mind you, every other person is having as well. And you're like, oh, the terrible 1 year, of which, yes, some people will tell you about, you know, how the first year of marriage is horrible, you're gonna hate it, but that's where it ends. Nobody tells you, you know, why it might be horrible, what makes it so that, you know, at the end of the day, it's just two different people coming from different backgrounds, and you will clash when it comes to different things. Even the greatest couples, the happiest couples will clash. It'll happen. But what makes things work at the end of the day is the willingness of both partners to come down from their high horses, especially the guys with their egos, and some ladies as well, because they're crazy ladies. So that there are some crazy ladies. There are some ladies that even you as a woman, you'd be like, yep, this one is mad. But I mean, it's just, you know, when all of these things come up, it's just how you guys handle things, how you respect each other. You know, like I always say, being in a relationship in general, whether it's marriage or even if it's a not so serious relationship, is dealing with the other person's bullshit. And how much bullshit can you really deal with? You know, how much baggage can this person bring onto you to add to your own baggage, and you're like, okay, yeah, I can handle it. So there's like a lot of different things you need to look at when it comes to getting married. So if you're getting married right now, it's a great thing, but I really hope you guys know that, like our dear friends would say, it's challenging. It's challenging. It is hard. It depends on your situation. For some people, it is hard. For some people, it is challenging, you know. So it depends on how you're going to handle it, all right? How you handle things, the maturity of both parties, or if it's one person who's actually more mature than the other. I mean, if it's one person mature than the other and the other person is not willing to key into or understand or observe or be understanding, you know, it's a whole lot. It can be draining. It can be. And it could be really good. It could be really nice. You know, at the end of the day, it's really important for people to work together to make things work. So it's like, trust me, when you're talking about this whole marriage or relationship thing, it's like you keep branching left to right, because there's so many things to talk about and look into when it comes to all of these things. But the fact of the matter is, it'll be great if a lot of people who are married would also try to slow things down and let it be clear that, look, yes, some people will tell you that marriage is a bed of roses. Well, you need to break it down. You need to, you know, talk. And when people go for this marriage counseling thing, especially if you're going to church and mosque, I don't know what, I really don't know. They don't give you the details. It's like everybody just scratches the surface. They don't go deep down to let you know that, look, all of these things will come, all of the clashes will come, just like life. In your own personal life as an individual, there will be ups, there will be downs. It's about companionship. It's about having somebody by your side who will be there for you when you are down. You know, there's a lot of things to talk about and look at when it comes to relationships. Okay, I like to say relationships because a relationship is all make, you know, a marriage, a good relationship. I want to have a good relationship at the end of the day still, you know, because like I said, anybody can get married. but do you have a good relationship? So good luck to everybody out there, because I know this weekend is coming, everybody's going to go rock out. And like I always say, it's not our business. It's just always painful when we bust Ashwebi 30 something thousand, 50 something thousand, 100,000. People will not come and say, can come. But I don't, sometimes until you are in some shoes, yeah, it's easy to just say these things. But I think I've come to learn, or I've come to realize that things can be worked out. It depends on the willingness of both parties to adjust, to take the corrections, to work things out, to try to change, to try to be better. Let's not even go to the word change, because I don't think guys like that word. A lot of people don't like the word change. And if you check it, most times a lot of people, if you go for advice, or even if you go out with go to see counselors and all that, they will tell you that, oh, when your partner is a certain way, it's quite true though, when your partner is a certain way, you can't, in fact, I don't think it's your responsibility to change them, or go in there thinking, no, you can change the person. Especially as women, we see a lot of things, yeah, we see a lot of things before you like dive into it, but in your mind you're like, you'll be better, because you've probably seen a lot of other people or couples that the man got better. He wasn't, they've probably been married 5, 10, 18 years, and like, the man got better, mine will get better too. But you're expecting that better to come like in that first year, or that time that you guys just got married rather. And then because the 18-year-old couple, they're not telling you that, oh, it took years for them to get to where they are. But when they see you, they're gonna be like, oh, you're getting married, congratulations, that marriage is sweet, oh, and they'll have a lot of advice for you, the lady, blah blah blah. See, there's a lot to talk about when it comes to all distance relationships. Instead of going into how everybody has advice for the bride. And it's pretty, if you guys have been rolling together a lot, if you're just about to get married, if you guys have been rolling together a lot, you realize that everybody has advice for the bride. Maybe 1 or 2 people have advice for the groom. It's just crazy. By the end of the day, it takes 2 people to make a relationship work. It takes 2 people to scatter it or for it to not work as well. And there's a whole lot to look into when it comes to all these things. But if you're out there, you're about to get married, you're about to take that step, or you're thinking of proposing and doing all that, good luck to you. It's a great thing, but you have a lot of work to do as well. If you're single and you're enjoying life, please do so. Enjoy yourself very well. Your life is on your own again when you get married, trust me. But working together, making things happen for each other, making each other happy, you could still be very happy and all that, when you eventually get married. It's just finding the right person for you. There is no perfect person. Finding the right person for you, person that works, person that compliments you well and understands your person and is willing to do things and take steps that will English is hard, sorry, that will result in your own happiness. Okay, so yeah, that's all I can share for today. So yeah, marriage is hard. Marriage is challenging. It's hard, it's challenging. It depends on where you are and how you take life. But that's another great advice I've gotten. Like, how you take life is how it would come at you. If you handle life like it's hard, life will be hard. If you handle life like it is sweet and nice, life will be sweet and nice. If you have that mentality, please find a person who also has a mentality of life is sweet and nice. Don't go and find a person who has a mentality of life is hard, I have to you'll be I don't know what you'll be, but just find a person who aligns with that. There's some certain things that you just need to find someone who aligns with that thought or mindset, and there are some certain things that you need to find someone who complements some of your thoughts and attributes and behaviors and your manners and things like that. Oh God, good luck to everybody out there. Peace and love. Bye.